In this video, we will study some basics and then we will proceed to the chapters in network theory. So, you know all matters are made up of atoms. An atom is the smallest part of any element, right? So, this atom, it comprises electrons and the nucleus. Nucleus, it consists of protons and neutrons. Neutrons, these are electrically neutral. Proton, it will be having positive charge. Electrons will be having negative charge. So what's the charge of electron? It is minus 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 coulomb. So the magnitude is same for proton, but it is positive charge. Okay. So if I consider a nucleus, now here there are orbits. So this nucleus, it consists of protons and neutrons. Here we have protons and neutrons. These electrons they will be revolving around the orbit. Okay. They will be revolving in the orbit around the nucleus. So they are bound to the orbits. That is because of the force of attraction of the protons. Which one? Electrons. These are the electrons, right? So when electrons are close to nucleus, the force of attraction is more. But when they go away from this nucleus, okay, then that is in the outermost orbits, the force of attraction is less. So if I apply an external force, small amount of force also is enough for the electron to come out of that bond. Okay, and then they will become free. Those are called as free electrons. Free electrons. And the current is due to this free electrons only. So current is nothing but it is a rate of flow of electrons. Okay. So consider an example like, okay, you are combing your dry hair. Okay, then after combing your dry hair, bring that comb near the pieces of paper. Then you can see that they get stick to your comb, right? That's nothing but your comb, it becomes charged. Okay, there is a friction, right? It's like rubbing action is going on. There is a friction. So they get attracted. That is nothing but it is the concept of static electricity. Here the charges do not move but they will be on the surface. And there is a concept of current electricity where the charges move. Okay. So in static electricity, not only comb which is rubbed against your hair, but consider a inflated balloon. If you rub it with the wool, okay, what happens? The balloons, it gains electrons from the wool, so it becomes negatively charged. Then go and place it near a wall. It sticks to wall. It gets attracted. Okay, the charges on this balloon do not move, but there will be force of attraction there. That is the concept of static electricity. Similarly, consider a glass rod. Okay, if it is not rubbed with a wool, it is an uncharged object. So bring this uncharged object near the pieces of paper. What happens in that case? It's nothing but it doesn't get attracted. There is no force of attraction between those two. But now rub it with a wool. Okay, what happens? It will be charged now. Then place it near the pieces of paper. You can find attraction between them, right? So that is nothing but the static electricity where the charges do not move. But in the current electricity, this is because of the flow of electrons. Flow of electrons. You know current I is equal to Q by T. This is rate of flow of electrons, so charges. Okay, the unit of this will be ampere. This is nothing but it is coulomb per second. So the current flowing is said to be 1 ampere. That is, if 1 coulomb of charge, it flows through a cross section of conductor in 1 second. That is 1 ampere. Okay, so you know 1 electron, it has charge of 1.6 raised to minus 19 coulomb. Now I am considering only the magnitude. So how many electrons will constitute 1 coulomb of charge? It's nothing but 1 divided by 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19, which is nothing but 6.25 into 10 raised to 18 electrons. So this many electrons constitute 1 coulomb of charge. Okay. So you have direct current and alternating current, right? Direct current is that whose magnitude will be constant. Okay, if I have a bulb here, I'm applying, this is DC, right? This is DC. Direct, okay, DC is nothing but it will be constant. But alternating means if I am applying AC voltage, what will be your, this one, the magnitude and direction both changes. So here it will be in one direction in one half cycle, and it changes its direction in the next half cycle. That will be your AC. This is your AC and this is the DC. Okay, so next we will study about the potential difference. What is the potential difference? See, if you have here positive, here negative, this means this is at higher potential, this is at lower potential, right? And your potential difference is nothing but, okay, it is the amount of work done in moving 1 coulomb or a charge, okay, from one point to another point. I have to move this charge from one point to another point in a circuit. So that work done, okay, that will be your potential difference. So this is nothing but, it is joule, this is coulomb, joule per coulomb. SI unit will be volt. SI unit will be volt. So it is said to be 1 volt if 1 joule of work is done in moving 1 coulomb of charge from one point to another point. Okay. Next we will consider power. What is this power? It is a rate of doing work, right? Power, it is nothing but rate of doing work. So it is nothing but work divided by time. Or it can also be said as energy supplied by the source. Energy supplied by the source per unit time. So let me consider this as energy supplied divided by time. So this can be written as W by T, right? So W by T, this can also be written as W by Q into Q by T. That is multiplying and dividing by Q on both the sides. Okay? On both the sides I am multiplying Q. So what happens? You will be getting this. This is nothing but your V, right? What is Q by T? Rate of flow of electrons. It's charge, right? It's charged by seconds. So it will be your current. So P is equal to V into I. Okay. So the energy and the work, they are equivalent. Next is energy. See, if your work is done, that means energy is utilized. Okay. So the total work done will be your energy. From this, what I can say, that is equal to power into time. Power into time. P into T. You know P is equal to VI T. That can be your energy. What is this? P is nothing but your watt. So W. Okay. So this is watts second. Right? Or it is also joule. See, this is actually a very small quantity. But when the large quantity of energy is involved, we cannot use this. Okay. So you can consider what is your watt hour. 1 watt hour. 1 watt hour, that is equal to, see, 1 hour is equal to 3000 seconds. So this can be written as 3600 joules. Because hour into 3600, I am substituting 1 watt into 3600 seconds. 1 watt second is nothing but joule. So this can be written as 3600 joules. Okay. What is 1 kilowatt hour? 1 kilowatt hour. That is 1 watt. 1 kilowatt is 1000 watts. Right? So 1000 into 3600. This will give you 3.6 into 10 raised to 6 joules, 1 kilowatt hour. For large quantity of energy, we will be using this 1 kilowatt hour. Okay. See, next, when you consider cell and a battery. Cell and a battery, what is the difference? Cell is actually supplying energy, right? Yes. So, we can denote cell like this. But battery, it is a single cell or it can be the connection of cells, right? So, the battery will be denoted like this. This is the concept of cell and battery. Next, what is your energy source? Energy source, nothing but it will be supplying energy to the circuit. So it can be in the form of voltage or it can be in the form of current. So we will be having voltage source and the current source. Then what is your network and what is circuit? So circuit means there will be a closed path for the current flow. Network means there may be your open path also. Okay, there can be open path also. So if I consider like this, this is a network. Okay, this is a network because there is a open path and no current flows through these two resistors. So you know resistor is denoted by this symbol, right? This is your R. So here there is no current flow in these two resistors because this is open. But if it is a closed, that is network. Now if it is closed, there is a closed path, means the current is flowing through every element. That will be your circuit. Network means it can have open path, but your circuit there must be a closed path. Okay, there must not be any open path in case of circuits. So inductors, capacitors, resistors, these are all passive elements. Voltage source, current source, these are all your active elements. Okay, so we will be studying in detail in the next video.